Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be going on a coach journey. Now, I've used National Express and FlixBus before, but people have asked me in the comments which one is better, which do you prefer? Well, today we're going to put both to the test and choose which one we prefer and which one you should be using. We're going to be testing comfort, staff friendliness, reliability, timekeeping, and I'll tell you the results at the end of the video. So we're going to stop off on the way and do something a bit special. I've got my son Taylor with me again.
So guys,
and this is the last video for a little while to our trip abroad.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep watching and you'll see the results of this video. We've got to find our bus first. Now our first stop today is from here at Portsmouth. We are at the historic Portsmouth dockyard. You may recognise that behind us. Check out the last video where I went with my wife, my two boys, Taylor here and Noah. We had a day at the dockyard, fantastic. Make sure you watch that video. Well, we leave here. Right next to the dockyard here at Portsmouth is the Hard, which is the bus exchange just there, next to the train station and just at the bottom of the Spinnaker there. And we leave here. And our first stop today is London Heathrow. First bus is National Express. We've got to get on the bus, get to Heathrow.
let's go to Heathrow.
We're off. Morning, mate.
Morning.
Yeah. Next stop, Heathrow Airport. Let's go.
Oh, so we got very dirty.
Dirty tray table.
Got charging now. Comfy seats, to be honest. Got a little dirty still compartment down there, like an airplane.
Seatbelt.
Seatbelts are nice and tight. Windows are nice, locked up.
Armrest.
Comfy seats, armrest, a bit smooth. Yeah.
Let's have a look at mine.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, it's dirty. Seeing as this is probably been on the road for an hour or so, the coach should be spotless, but it's not. Up above, we've got two lights, air vents, and a speaker.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard this 030 service up to Victoria by Heathrow. We'll be calling at Heathrow Terminal 5, Central Bus Station, which is Terminal 2 and 3, and then in via Elscourt and then Victoria. And kindly ask you to put your seatbelts on. There's regularly hot food, no alcohol. There is a toilet at the back of the coach. Please be careful when using this. There are two emergency exits on board, one at the rear and one at the front where you boarded from.
Okay, so we're about halfway down the A3M. We've just gone past Lip Hook. Yeah, it's a very good ride. This bus isn't the smoothest. I've seen better days. Very dirty, but we got a nice reception from the driver. The seats are comfortable, and we're making good time. Soon be hitting the M25, and my phone says there's a lot of traffic there, so let's see what we find.
We're going into a tunnel now, as you can see. One thing I do like is the lights up there, the LEDs. They bring a nice touch, especially when you're in a tunnel like this.
Personal belongings. While I unload the luggage and wait behind the barriers and take travelling National Express.
Okay, so that's National Express to Heathrow Terminal 2 and 3. We'll give you the results of that at the end of the video when we do a comparison. But for now we've got 4 hours in Heathrow. What should we do? Of course, what that thing is plane spotting. Alright, that's enough spotting the Heathrow. We had a good, 4.5 hours?
Yeah.
So, time to continue this video. Next is FlixBus. We've got to go from here at Heathrow to Thetford in Suffolk. We're going to be locating there ready for another video. So, it's quite a long journey. We've got to go from here to Luton Airport to Cambridge to Thetford. The bus then continues on to Norwich. But yeah, let's get back to the terminal, find our FlixBus, and we'll see you on board.
See you soon, guys.
Okay, so our bus is up on the screen. We're going to go to the stand and get on board. Okay, so our bus has turned up, just 2 minutes late, stand number 13. Hello mate. There you go.
Is that all you've got with you today?
Yeah, just a couple. So yeah, thank you. Cheers. Okay, so that's us getting on board. We're in seats 14. You have to pre-book those if you want to sit together. We went for the random allocation, but he sat us apart, which isn't good considering my boy's only 13. Sorry? Can we see anywhere? Because I can't get this up. This won't sit up, you see. Unless I'm missing the hand. We'll move this, right? Might be better.
Yeah, I'm not sure how those
come
work,
to
to be
you.
fair.
No,
I know how
that's
to drive this thing, I wouldn't have a clue.
that's
I'm
alright.
sorting these out, I'm afraid.
Alright, we sit here.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be overly full or anything, so,
Okay.
you know.
Sit there. Alright, thanks mate. Right, so it's not very full, so we've moved to 10D and E. Okay, so we've got 2 clean train tables on FlixBus.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Haven't got chewing gum in them.
Already beating National Express. Up top we've got 2 reading lights. 1, 2.
And a service light.
Turn it off. As well as 2 air vents. That's alright. We've got a literature pocket down the bottom. This is a bulkhead one, so if you're in one of the standard seats, you have got a footrest too. We've got a safety belts, armrest, but no sensor armrest. Anyway, much cleaner than National Express, you've got
Yeah.
to say that.
Oh yeah.
Already winning on that front, but we'll do the comparison final scores at the end and see which one you should be using when travelling on your journeys throughout the UK and, you know, with FlixBus, even Europe. So let's sit back, let's get going. We're going to have our lunch now and we'll see you when we get to Luton Airport. Now we forgot to mention that on the National Express bus earlier there was Wi-Fi. It was 2 bars, did you say?
2 to 3 bars.
2 to 3 bars.
But in some places it was 4 bars, but if depending on where you were, it was 2 bars.
And so there was Wi-Fi on this FlixBus. Is there Wi-Fi?
Yeah, always 4 bars.
So yeah, both services have Wi-Fi, and we should also mention in-seat power on FlixBus. Now that is located in the most inconvenient place possible, just under the seat there. Don't know how you need to find a way to plug that in, but we'll see how we get on with that. But yeah, good ride so far. Still on the M25, about to turn up to the M1 to go to Luton Airport. Okay, so I've moved to the other side of the bus from Taylor, and yeah, I have to say it doesn't feel like there's as much leg room on this FlixBus as there was on the National Express, so the leg room seems a bit tighter. But there's only 7 of us in total, 5 others and then Taylor and I on this service. Yeah, not busy at all. So I don't think there was a spare seat on the National Express, was it? It's full up, wasn't it? More or less full up. So yeah, I know the different times of day, I know the different routes, but yeah, chalk and cheese on the amount of people that you're getting on these buses. So as you can see, with that bulkhead seat that Taylor's in front of the stairs, you've got that set up with the basket there for the literature, the tray table, and you've got like a little shelf on top that you can use. We've got our hats on there. Yeah, it looks quite comfortable. And then over the other side, with the seats in front, the only difference being you've got, let me see if I can operate it, a footrest down there, which I never use because I find it more uncomfortable to use. Yeah, it's still clean over this side. It's a nice finish to the bus with I suppose it's a lino wood effect floor. The seats are not as comfortable as Taylor's already mentioned. They seem a bit harder, these seats, but yeah, I'd still take this over the cleanliness that we found on the National Express. But yeah, not a bad bus. Better than the one I took when I left Spain and went to Portugal. That was a non-branded FlixBus, so obviously they've got a third party in to operate that for them, which is why I was keen to do this video for a proper comparison between National Express, which I took before to Heathrow, and this FlixBus service. So yeah, this is a proper branded FlixBus service, and yeah, so far so good. Now, to be fair, they haven't actually bombarded us with adverts from those screens that are dotted about. Yeah, they've been off the whole time, so yeah, I was a bit unkind to them there. Okay, so that's us pulled off the M1. We're just about to put into Luton Airport. I might have to move back next to Taylor. I don't know how many people will get on. I'd imagine not too many, but yeah, cross the M1 now.
But yeah, the airport's not too far, so almost there. And on our journey, on our mystery journey abroad, we will be at Luton Airport, taking off just like that. Where's there, guys?
Okay, so Luton Airport, or Luton Dart, which connects to Luton Airport. Only one passenger got off here and no one got on. So yeah, one passenger lighter for this next part of the journey. So the driver's just told us that we're here for 14 minutes because he's here a little bit early. You can get out and stretch your legs or go and find a coffee if you want. But I don't know what we'll do. We'll have a meeting and find out. And some people just can't get enough of the plane spotting. Look at him. He's 10 minutes outside at Luton Airport, plane spotting. Okay, so that's us waited our time here. No one else got on. Not even when we waited an extra 15 minutes because we was here a little bit early. Yeah, door shut, lights dimmed, and we're pulling out of Cambridge Dart Parkway. Next stop, Cambridge Parkside, a journey time of an hour and 20 minutes, I think. And the sun's setting, so I'll film, I should say, as much as I can out of the windows before it gets too dark. And I'll catch up with you on the way. Okay, so we're coming up to Stevenage, the light's fading fast. It's been pretty empty coach so far, so yeah, what is there not to enjoy? Okay, so that's us pulling into Cambridge at Cambridge Parkside. We are 5 minutes ahead of schedule, so we probably have to sit here for 5 minutes, and then we're on our way to Thetford, and then we get off at Thetford and the bus continues on to Norwich. But this is Cambridge Parkside, 5 minutes ahead of schedule.
Lovely evening anyway.
Yeah.
Even at Cambridge Parkside, someone is still plane spotting. Okay, so the light's fading, so we'll probably do our outro now. We've seen enough of FlixBus on this journey. Yeah, I'll be scoring National Express, Taylor will be scoring FlixBus, and these are the final scores. Okay, so here's how we're going to be scoring this challenge. Firstly, was the bus on time? Did it arrive on time? And did it meet its stops on time? Secondly, what were the staff like? Were they friendly or were they miserable? Thirdly, the seat. Was it comfortable? And then the cleanliness. How clean was the bus? Did you feel grubby sitting there or was it lovely and spotless? And then last and maybe more importantly than the others, how much did it cost? Which one was a better option on price? Okay, so firstly, on time, National Express. Well, it arrived at Portsmouth the Hard on time, but it was quite late to Heathrow, and the driver complained that there was no staff there to organise the ground part at Heathrow Terminal 5, so that put him behind. So yeah, probably a fair score would be 3 out of 5.
FlixBus arrived 2 minutes late, but we had at least a 15-minute break at each stop because of how early we were. Overall, I rate it a 4 out of 5.
So the next category is staff. The driver on the National Express coach is very friendly, can't fault him. I'm giving him a 5 out of 5.
The staff on FlixBus, there wasn't a lot, just the driver, like on National Express. He was very friendly, very polite, so overall I'll give it a 5 out of 5 as well.
Comfort. On National Express, the seat was quite well padded. It was quite a comfortable seat. There was a bit more leg room than I expected, and it had window shades, air conditioning, and reasonably good Wi-Fi. Yeah, not bad. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5.
On FlixBus, when we got onto the bus, it didn't smell as good as it did on National Express, but it probably is because we sat right behind the toilet, but it smelled throughout the bus. The seats weren't as comfy really as National Express, and the aircon didn't really work, so overall I have to give that a 3 out of 5.
Cleanliness. So on National Express, not great. As soon as we got on, we opened the tray tables, and Taylor had some chewing gum on the tray table in front of him. I opened my tray table and found crumbs everywhere, and seeing as that was the first journey of the day, there's not really an excuse. I'm going to have to give this a 2 out of 5.
On FlixBus, most of the tray tables were clear, or for mine and my dad's seat. But we looked further through the tray table, and we found there's a bit of like mould and stuff behind the tray table. But overall, there's nothing that could interfere on the front, so I give that a 4 out of 5.
And the final category, cost. Well, National Express, it was about £15.50, if I remember right, each. Yeah, it's only an hour or so journey, but it's still much cheaper than the train. But value for money, in the current market, I'd say this was probably a 4 out of 5.
FlixBus, very good value for our journey, which lasted over 3 hours. We paid just £7.50 each, so for the cost, I had to give that a 5 out of 5.
So the results are in. National Express scoring 18 out of 25, and with FlixBus scoring 21 out of 25, FlixBus is our winner. So there you go. Were you surprised with that result? Probably not. You know, it's probably about right. But you keep tuned to the channel because there's plenty more bus reviews coming up. I've got some other bus operators to review and maybe compare. So there's plenty more to come on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Next bit we'll film is us leaving the bus at Thetford, and I've enjoyed today. Have you enjoyed today?
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah, and it's been a long day, but I'm with my oldest boy and doing our coach comparison, and it's been a very, very good day. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Fantastic, thank you, mate.
No worries.
Really enjoying it. Thank you, mate.
Alright, cheers, thanks a lot.
See you later.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
See you, mate. Bye.